Hey guys, we are back with the Inside Guys. I'm David and this is Wole, and we have a special guest with us. First off, how are you, Wole?
Dave, it's been a while. I've been super busy with work. I'm going to assume it's been the same for you as well, right?
It's been very busy. Everything is AI here at Google, and just like it is there with you at Microsoft.
Yep.
But we have a special guest, and we want to make sure we introduce her right away because she is exciting to
Let's do
speak
it.
to with all her experience. So, Yasmin Abdi, welcome to the channel.
Thanks
Thanks for having me.
Good,
Thank,
good. We
thank you.
appreciate
Thank
you.
you for joining us. Thank you for
Yes.
being with us today. Excited about this interview.
Yes, this is awesome. This is awesome. So, Wole, I'm gonna let you get started. You've
Yep.
met Yasmin. You thought it was a good idea to have her on the channel because of the different things she's done in the industry. And again, this channel is designed to help people get involved in the tech industry, whether through sales or other avenues. And her story is very interesting. So, Wole, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to have Yasmin. I met her in person. We've been connected on LinkedIn for a while, but we met in person several months ago. I was super impressed, and I knew we wanted to have her here on our channel. And so, Yasmin, I'm going to just jump right into it with some initial questions for you, just to understand your journey and your vision. And so, I guess I'd say my first question is, based on my conversation with you, you were at some top tech companies. And you can talk about which companies they were, and you decided to leave those companies. So talk about those companies that you worked for and why you decided to make the leap to leaving big tech.
Yeah, thank you all so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. As you mentioned, I've had the opportunity to work at the world's biggest, best companies in the tech sector. So I worked at Google, I worked at Meta, and most recently I was at Snapchat for, gosh, 6 years.
Whoa.
But yeah, I've learned from the best, smartest, greatest people at those places. But for me, I decided to leave and to build my own company. So the name of my company is called No Hack. It's a cybersecurity consulting firm, and I really saw a gap in the cybersecurity world. But maybe even taking a step back, I saw a gap in the tech sector and the tech industry as a whole. I didn't see anyone that looked like me. I started back in 2019. And I think at that point, still there was no Black woman, let alone the number of women in tech. Didn't They're very, very, very low number. And for me, I wanted to build something that was bigger than myself. And at those companies, it takes a long time to get to leadership positions. So I decided to start my own business. The reason that I did is I felt like cybersecurity was exclusive and broken. I wanted to build a company that even if you're a startup and you're a small business, you had real, reliable security practices and consultancy at your hand. So, yeah, I thought, what better to trailblaze in the industry than to build your own. So that's kind of how I got here. But I'm sure we'll get into more specifics later.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's super impressive. You mentioned that you worked in big tech, you didn't see a lot of people who you identified with. And that kind of makes me wonder what gave you the courage and the personal fortitude to go out as someone who didn't have a lot of role models. What gave you the courage to go out and start your own thing so that I guess others would be able to look to you and identify with you later on? What gave you that courage?
For me, I feel like I've been very blessed with the opportunities that I've had. I was actually the first Black woman in engineering at Snapchat as a whole, and that was
Oh, wow.
in my internship. So back in 2017, when I was an intern, it's like, hey, there isn't any other Black women in engineering. So being that I was the first, I knew that I had a bigger purpose and a bigger mission, to bring to one of my lifelong mottos is actually lift as you climb. So for me, I knew that my goal was, okay, there is none right now, but what will that look like in the next few years? And again, even taking a step back, I went to University of Maryland and I studied computer science, and
Go Terps.
go Terps. And very few women in my classes, let alone Black women. So I knew that I was trailblazing in an industry that there were no people like me. I always often get asked, like, who did you look up to? Who was your role model? And there were none. Like, I can confidently say I didn't have any, and maybe that's not the best, but I want people to see me as that person that they could, look up to and could be an inspiration. Like I've been at these places, I've been at the, best companies in the world, and now I have my own company, and you guys can do that as well. So for me, the courage came for just like passion that I have to give back to the community. So that's kind of why I did what I did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Question. Yeah, question for you, Yasmin, based on what you said. So how does one just say, I'm going to start my own company? When you're at these big, huge companies, and like you said, it takes a while to move, make changes in those big companies, but not everyone can just say, I'm just going to start my own company and be successful. So what
Yeah.
would you say, just maybe 2 sentences, how one thinks in that manner and makes that happen?
That's a great question. I think for me, tech is evolving every day, and if you're not learning the new technologies and solutions and services, being stuck in kind of a silo in a company, then you're kind of falling behind. So for me, I spent 6 years at Snap, and it was to the point where I decided, hey, I'm not growing and I'm not learning. And for me, I'm a lifelong learner. So it was that time in life that I decided to take the leap of faith. And the last thing that I'll add there is. That if you want to see change, you got to just trust the process and take that leap of faith. So being at those companies, I didn't feel like I was growing and learning as much as I could have, so I decided to just go and do my own thing.
Very, very impressive. All right, last question from me right now is, you talked about your mission and you started your company, but let me understand a little bit more about your company. What is the mission of NoHack? If you had to boil it down into one sentence or 2 sentences, what would that be?
Yeah, I would say we protect the builders of tomorrow by making security feel like it's a superpower and not a blocker. So with startups, I oftentimes being asked the same question over and over again. And I realized that they didn't need another tool. They needed a partner who could simplify and guide them to protect with outside of all that jargon that they hear when they think about cybersecurity. So whether it's a founder leading, launching a healthcare app, or a teacher that's even building like an ed tech app, NoHack, their mission is really around showing up as like an extension of the team and not just some scary cybersecurity compliance regulation.
Gotcha. What's that website that people they want to go visit and check your website out?
Yeah, nohackllc.com, and pretty easy to find me on socials as well. So Yasmin Abdi, and the company is NoHack LLC on socials.
Excellent. We're going to continue to interview. Check out this next video where we talk to Yasmin about how she actually got started with her own company.